Hello viewers. So we are ready the new lecture, that is HTML first, basic HTML elements. In this chapter we will learn about the elementary concepts of HTML, the introduction part, who designed it, what was the purpose of designing the HTML language. Okay, so all these concepts we will discuss in this chapter. So let us start with the chapter, that is HTML first, basic HTML elements. Okay, now as you know, the HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext Markup Language. Let us disintegrate this full form into two parts. First one is hypertext and another is markup language. Okay, so this one is the first part, hypertext, and markup language is the second part. Now, first of all, let us understand the concept of markup language. What is markup language? A markup language is a language which is especially designed to create web pages, to create hypertext. Okay, so there are two types of computer languages. One is called as programming language and another is called as markup language. So markup language is a language which is especially designed to create web pages. Okay. Now, what is hypertext? Hypertext is a special type of text. Generally, it is blue in color, and whenever you click on the hypertext, the web browser navigates you from one web page to another web page. Okay, especially I have seen in the Google, whenever you search anything, okay, the list appears in the order. Okay, so whenever you click on any text, okay, it is blue color text. Whenever you click on that text, it navigates you from one web page to another web page. Okay, so that is called as hypertext. So we are going to deal with a language that will create the hypertext on the web pages. Okay, so now HTML, it was developed in the year 1990. Okay, and it was developed by Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee developed this language in the year 1990. Okay, so what was the purpose of designing this language? Okay, what was the purpose of designing this language? Was there is some other language that is previously working? Okay, so yes, there is another language that was called as SGML. SGML. The full form of SGML was Standard Generalized Markup Language. Standard Generalized Markup Language. Okay, so this was the first language which was used for developing the web pages. But the negative or the negative approaches with this language, that is HTML, was first, it do not support all kind of computer platforms. First one, it do not support all kind of computer platforms, and another one is that it do not support all kind of computer peripherals, all kind of computer configurations. Okay, so that is why it was totally rejected, and a new language come in existence that was called as HTML, which was again developed by Tim Berners-Lee in the year 1990. Okay, so let us now continue with the properties of HTML. What are the properties of HTML? HTML has various properties. Okay, like it is an error-free language. First of all, it is an error-free language. What does error-free language means? See, we are dealing with a language, just like other language. This computer language has also a format. Okay, so if we neglect the format of any language, that will create errors in it. For example, if we are going to write English, and as you know that every starting sentence starts with a capital letter. Okay, the first letter of every sentence is a capital letter. Okay, so if we do not follow that format, that syntax, it will create the error. Okay, likewise this in HTML, there are no errors. HTML has no errors. Okay. The second is that it is a non-case sensitive language. It is a non-case sensitive language. That means you can write capital letters, you can write small letters, you can write small letters and capital letters, whatever you like. It will not create any sort of errors. For example, I am going to write few commands. See, this is a command, and this type of commands are called as tags. Okay, so we have written a command HTML. Okay, you can write like by this in capital letters. You can write this type. The first letter is capital and rest of the capitals are small. You can write all small letters. Okay, so all these syntaxes, all these expressions are valid in HTML. So we say that it is a non-case sensitive language. Okay. Now the third important part is that the tags. The commands or codes in HTML are called as tags. Not in HTML, in rest of the languages, which are markup languages, the commands or codes in the markup languages are called as tags. Okay. So HTML has two types of tags. First one is called as container, and second one is called as empty. There are two types of tags in HTML: container tags and empty tags. Okay. Now, what are container tags and empty tags? A tag which is opened and closed, it is called as container tag. For example, I have written this HTML tag. It is a container tag. Okay. We have to open the tag, and after the work is over, then we have to close this tag. Such type of tags are called as container tags. Okay. And second one is empty tag. The tags which do not need to be closed are called as empty tags. For example, HR tag. There is one tag that is called as HR or horizontal rule tag that is called as empty tag. Why? Because we have to directly use it and there is no need to close that tag. So this is the concept of what? Container tags and empty tags. Now, tags have some values or additional features that are called as attributes. Attributes. A tag may or may not have one or more attributes. For example, HTML tag, it does not have any attribute. Okay. HR tag, it has 5 attributes. So there are the tags which can have or which cannot have one or more attributes. Now, what are attributes? Attributes are the additional properties. They provide the additional properties to the tags. Okay, they provide the additional properties to the tags. And whenever you are going to write the values of the attributes, they should always be enclosed within double quotes or double inverted comma. Okay, double quotes or double inverted comma. If you are not going to enclose the values of attributes within double quotes, okay, the HTML will not produce any error. It will run the command. Okay, but somewhere, just like in the ing tag, just like in the a tag, that is anchor tag, if we don't use the concept of double quotes, if we do not enclose the values in double quotes, it will not display the proper values. Okay, so it is a good practice to always use the values within the double quotes. Okay, fine. So this is the concept of what? Attributes and double quotes. Okay, so these are the few properties of HTML. Rest of the properties are just like the tags which are opened first should be closed at last, and the tag which is opened at last should be closed at first. For example, there is tag B and I, bold and italics. Okay, so if we have used the B tag first and later on the I tag, bold and italics, okay, then in that case, as per rules, first we have to use the I tag and then we can close the B tag. Okay, so as per the rule, the tag which is opened first should be closed at last, and the tag which is opened at last should be closed at first. So these are the few properties of HTML. So now let us with the next concept, that is structure of HTML document. Now how we can define the structure of HTML? So for that we have to follow a general syntax, a general format. Okay, I'm going to write the syntax here. First of all, we have to start the document with the HTML tag. After that, we can use the head tag. It is optional to use a head tag, but if we use the head tag, it is a good practice. I will tell you what is the use of head tag. Now, if you are using head tag, there is another tag that is called as title tag. Okay, we can provide any title here for the document, and then we can close the title tag. See, it is a concept of container element. Okay, because we have closed the title tag after we have used it. Okay, now the work of head tag is also over, so we can also close the head tag. Okay, then the important tag, that is the body tag. Okay, and all the contents of the web page come under the body tag. Okay, now after writing the contents, we can close the body tag, and finally the HTML. So this is the general syntax of writing the HTML document. Now it is a, see, one thing I forget to tell you, that HTML is a standard computer language. What does that mean? HTML is a standard computer language means there is no special application required to write the code for the HTML. You can use any kind of text editor. Just like in Windows, we can use the Notepad, we can use the WordPad. Okay, such type of applications are more than sufficient to write the HTML commands or codes. Okay, so first of all, what you have to do, you have to open the Notepad. For example, you have to open the Notepad, and in Notepad, after writing the command, you have to save your HTML document by using the extension as .html or .htm. There are two extensions for HTML file, .html or .htm. Come back to our portion. These tags, okay, and these tags for HTML, head, title, and body. These all tags are going to form the structure of your document, and therefore they are also called as structural tags. Okay, and all those tags that comes inside the body tag, they are going to format your document, therefore they are called as formatting tags. Okay, so we have two types of tags, the structural tags and the formatting tags. Remember, there are only four structural tags: HTML, head, title, and body. And all these tags are container elements. See, we have opened the HTML, we have closed it. We have opened the head, we have closed it. We have opened the title, we have closed it. We have opened the body, we have closed it. So all these tags are what? All these tags are container elements. Now, what is the use of HTML tag? The HTML tag tells the web browser that this particular document has been coded by using the HTML, because there are several languages through which you can develop the web pages. How would web browser will come to know that which language you have used? Okay, so in each and every language you have to use the first tag as the language tag. Okay, for example, if we are going to use the JavaScript language, the first tag would be JavaScript. If we are going to use the XML language, then the first tag is XML. Just like here, the HTML tag tells the web browser that this particular document has been coded by using the HTML tag. Now, head tag. Head tag specifies the document heading. Okay, the heading which is to be displayed on the title bar of the web browser. Okay, you know where is the title bar? Title bar is located at the top of the each and every application program. Just like in web browser, there is also title bar. So if you want to display the heading for your document, then you can use the head. And the same heading will also be displayed on the tabs. Okay, there are tabs. So they in that tab and the title bar, if you want to display a document heading, then you can use the head tag. It will only specify that a particular heading is to be displayed on the web browser. title bar of the web browser, but it will not going to specify what is the heading. So for that we have used the title tag. Now the title tag will specify that what heading is to be displayed on the title bar of the web browser. See the difference? The head tag will only specify that a particular heading is to be displayed on the title bar, and what will be that heading? It will be specified by the title tag. Now next important tag is the body tag. Okay, so I told you previously that the body tag is the most important tag, and all the formatting tags will be enclosed within the body tag. Without body tag, you cannot frame your document structure. You cannot frame your document. Okay, so all these tags will come inside the body tag. All these tags will